big weddings? Do you think they are just a great big fat waste of money? 0207 862 2222. Amazon boss Jeff Bezos is marrying his fiancée Lauren Sanchez at the end of this month. The wedding's going to be in Venice. It's rumoured to be costing something like £7.3 million. There's a star-studded guest list. Kim Kardashian's going, Katy Perry, Eva Longoria, even Donald Trump's kids are apparently attending. Jeff, of course, is the third richest bloke on the planet. What a shame I never bumped into him at a party. Because I'm sure I would have, don't you think, seduced him instantly with my charm and savoir-faire. What a damn shame. What first attracted you to the gazillionaire Jeff Bezos, Vanessa? Well, he likes poetry and so do I. It would definitely be that.
Setting wrong in the height.
Oh, God. Is all this really necessary for a wedding? Did you have a huge, expensive wedding? Or do you think a more personal, intimate ceremony really is the right way to prove your love? Maybe you just got married and it didn't cost the earth. We'd love to hear everything about that. Do get in touch with 0207 862 2222. What about you, Vickie? Did you have a big wedding?
We just had family and friends, and then we invited everyone we hired a hall and then invited everyone in the evening to the party.
We've got a picture of you in the dress. I'm done. Oh, look how beautiful. That's wonderful.
You.
What year was that, Vickie?
Oh, 74, I think.
Was it 74?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And
you're happily married to this?
Yeah, he is still there. Yes,
wow.
He's still
That's
getting
impressive in showbiz.
I know.
Just give us
that's down to me.
Just while you're here, give us the secret to a happy marriage. How have you managed it?
If I go off on one, he just goes, "That's okay." He's really placid. It's okay. She'll be all right in the morning. And he understands. And I think we were friends first.
Wow.
And so if you have a friendship, I think that's important.
Yes. How about you, Jeremy? Did you have an expensive wedding?
We had the biggest we could afford, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very much in favour of the bigger the better. And I personally think Jeff Bezos should put his hand in his pocket and splash a bit more money because 7.3 million is nothing. That's chump change to Bezos. It is. And you've got to think about this seriously. Yeah. The rich people have a duty to spend their money because it trickles down. It's a trickle-down effect. As far as I'm concerned, he should be spending 100 million on his wedding. God. I think it's the most important day of your life. I mean, I've been with my wife for 20 years now. I'm very lucky.
Can we have a picture of the two of you on the day looking ravishing?
And we went for the most we could afford, absolutely. But then I kind of knew he says, I can't believe I'm saying that, touch wood, I was only going to do it once. We were very serious about taking our vows, very seriously, very committed. We thought about it very carefully. It wasn't a rash decision, and I stand by it. And it's the only day, apart from your funeral, I imagine that all your loved ones and family are going to be there. And I remember standing there, just drinking it all in, thinking I'd throw everything at it.
Okay, well, mine was in 1985. And can you imagine the team on the Vanessa show phoned me, I think yesterday evening, to say, could you come and wear your wedding dress? I said, mate, come on, A, it was 40 years ago. B, I've been divorced for 26 years. Do you think I treasured the dress and go and stroke it every day? No, I cannot. However, they did manage to find one picture of me on my wedding day. That's my mum, my late mother. Oh, gosh, that's standing in our drawing room.
Lovely.
Look at me, I looked exactly like the cake, don't you think? Exactly. We had 10 bridesmaids. We had 25 men in white tie and tails. My dad paid for it. I was only 22.
Gosh, that's young.
And, of course, I'm divorced and, we didn't live happily ever after. So what can I say? How about you? Did you have
I had 80 people to the wedding and the marriage lasted, 10, 11 years or something? I can't even remember. But, it was... it was a lovely wedding. It was beautiful. It was church wedding, etc., etc. But the overriding feeling for me is, like you, it should be once in a lifetime. Yeah. And it really ought to be a very important contract, not only of love, but of friendship. And of serenity and resilience.
You could be a minister when you grow up. This is all. I feel like you're in the pulpit there telling us all that. Don't go. Vickie's sister's getting married.
Yes, she is at the end of this month, and a couple of weeks.
Congratulations to the happy couple.
Yeah, and she's managed to save a bit of money by pulling in favours. She's got some friends that letting her have their house, and she's getting married in the house as opposed to at the church. So I think it's still going to cost them about between 12 and 15,000. But if it wasn't, it would be 20, 30, 40,000 pounds.
Such a lot of money. But what we were saying in the break was these stag weekends, these hen things that have become. It used to be the local pub, some pickled eggs, and a stripper if you could afford. Everyone did a whip round, and now it's like 5 days in Las Vegas and a weekend in Prague, and it's really
I don't agree with this because I think that but my daughter went away and I said, where are you going? She's going for the wedding. I said, oh, that's really nice of them to pay for you to go out to wherever it was, Lanzarote or wherever it was. And she said, oh, no, Mum, we've got to pay for it.
Yeah,
are you sure? If you want to have it abroad, pay for it. Pay for your people.
But you've been swept up in this too.
I've had it many times. Lots of my friends have got married abroad, and we have actually forked out to do it, but it costs you $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000 to go anywhere you go is £1,000.
Your outfit.
Even just going from, on a Flybe or EasyJet over to Italy or whatever, it costs a fortune in the whole thing. And
Surely it'd be much better then, having your wedding in this country, right? And getting people to give you the present. I was always of the belief that, you went to a wedding, you kind of calculate what it would cost to have one person there. If there was two of you going, you would give a gift to the equivalent of how much it would cost the bride and groom to host you.
Right, okay.
I think that's normal.
But they have to give a gift as well.
Honestly, yes. Well, that would be the gift would be up to that present.
I tell you
or
what,
a wee
the
bit
phones
more.
are going crazy. Let's get back to your calls now on big weddings. Are they a waste of money? 0207 862 2222. We're asking, why? Because of Jeff Bezos, and I know that he can afford it, so we're not having to sub that, so we don't have to worry too much about his wedding. But what about yours is the question. Let's go straight to Elizabeth in Liverpool. Elizabeth, you did the whole thing for £500.
Wow.
Yes, that's right. Me and my husband... can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell us the story. How did you do it for so cheap?
Because me and my husband met in 2000. We got married in 2003. And we decided that whatever money we had, we would like to keep it for the honeymoon, basically, so that we could have a really good honeymoon. So we did. We went to America, went to see an elderly cousin, etc. And we had a great time. And
that's the honeymoon, but what was the wedding like for £500? What did you do? How did you make it so inexpensive?
We chose one of our favourite pubs. We invited all our friends. There was no family there, but there was all our friends, and it was in a favourite pub. I had a bucket of sangria, a bucket of punch.
That's good.
Everybody could just help themselves to however much they wanted, and when it was finished, then they had to buy their own drink.
Right.
Elizabeth, how long have you been married?
We've been together 25 years.
Right, okay, so it didn't do you any harm having a bucket of sangria and then a pay-as-you-go bar. Thank you so much for ringing. Let's go to Joe in Hampshire. Joe, hello, thanks for joining me. You got married in 1971. How much did you spend on the wedding?
About £25.
Wow.
What did you spend the £25 on?
Well, that was including the licence, of course. A few sandwiches in the back of a pub, and just lots and lots of love, really. And my wedding dress, I bought a dress for £3. It was a maxi chocolate dress with lovely cream swirls, and I had a straw hat. My husband wore a tweed suit, and he was ex-military. We didn't have any money at all. We just fallen madly in love, and it was just. And the only guests, there was only 5 of us, and that was including Rick and I. I mean, that was hilarious. And my father had died the year before. My mother was there with a couple of friends, and that was it. And we were married for nearly 54 years. Sadly, my husband died nearly 2 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
But
and Joe, may I ask you something? Did you ever feel that you had missed out? Did you ever think, all the other girls or the other women I know have had these big weddings and, they look like a meringue and they have all the dancing and the music and all I had was a couple of sandwiches? Or did you always think that there was something very special about that wedding of yours?
It was very, very special. It was very, very real. It was from the heart. And we lasted such a long time. And I'm so grateful that we had all of that wonderful time together.
And I'm so grateful that you phoned because just your description of it, honestly, was so incredibly heartwarming. For some reason, I really feel myself tearing up a bit at that, Joe. I please phone me again. You're lovely. Thank you so much. Let's go to Debs in London. Debs, do you think these big weddings are worth the money?
No, I don't think the big weddings are worth the money. Personally, I just think it's a waste of time, and I don't know why people like to do big weddings because it's just a waste of time. I have someone that had done a wedding 2 years, let's say a year and a half, so 2020. 2023, and he told me he spent 20k, and he said it was such a waste of time that he said to me, when you get married, don't even do anything big, because a lot of people that came to gift them stuff, wedding gifts, they didn't even gift them more than like how much they spent. They even had someone put £5 in the envelope as a gift to them.
You know what I like? I like the way you keep saying, Debs, you don't keep saying it's a waste of money. You keep saying it's a waste of time. Yeah. And actually, I really get that, because there's that terrible fallow bit in the middle of most weddings, isn't there?
That's what I said to you.
It's a right bore. That middle bit where you've done the ceremony, and then the evening bit doesn't really start. And then if you're invited to the lunch bit, you've sort of had that bit. And then there are hours where you don't know whether to go and sit in the car or what to do. Huh?
That's where you have a few cocktails.
Oh, God, that's so boring. I think Debs is right when she says it's a waste of time. Plus, Debs, you haven't even gone into deets about the people who have weddings that go over days and days. Like, you've got to be at the rehearsal dinner the night before. There's a breakfast the next morning. They don't even let you go home. You're just stuck in this kind of, you think, oh, my God. Yes, time, playing fast and loose with our time. Thank you. Let's go to Barbara in Cheshire. Hi, Barbara did the flowers herself. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, love.
Hello, love. Tell me about the flowers. What did you do? How did you do it?
Well, we've actually saved about £2,000 doing everything ourselves. My daughter gets married next Thursday at Chester Zoo.
Oh, congratulations.
In between, when you say you don't know what you're doing, she's arranged the rangers to take everybody around the zoo.
Oh, what a great idea.
That is a great
That is fab.
That is
a
fun.
great
Barbara,
wedding.
what are you wearing for it?
I'm wearing blue because I'm my daughter's something blue.
You're the something. Now, this sounds like a fun wedding.
It
doesn't it? Barbara's the something
gate
blue.
crash?
I fancy that. Barbara, will you send me a few pictures to show on the programme?
Next Thursday, she's at Chester Zoo. She'd love everybody to go.
We want pictures to show on the programme. Barbara, thank you very much. Congratulations. Love to the bride. Let's go to Peter in Hampshire. Peter, how much was your wedding? Peter, hello? Cooey. I think he's watching the telly or something, and he doesn't realise he's that Peter from Hampshire, the one that's on the phone. Let's go to Ben in Gloucestershire. Hello, Ben.
Hello, Vanessa. How are you today?
I'm all right. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay. I think weddings are a bit over the top sometimes, but other times they're, you've got good, you have them. I think setting a budget for a wedding is a good idea. Yes. And also doing most of it yourself. And my friends got married a couple of weeks ago, and they set their budget to £500 and did everything themselves, and also had a buffet at the wedding after the wedding finished. So it all cost them less money rather than spending a big fortune.
So Ben, for £500, what was it like? What did they actually get for the £500?
Buffet food, drinks at the bar, and also like a disco afterwards as well. So it all turned out very well.
Did you have a good time? Were you thinking, well, this is fun, I'm enjoying myself?
Yeah, it was fun, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all you want, really, isn't it? It's some actual fun. Go on, say the name of the bride and groom, or the groom and groom, or whoever they were, so we can congratulate them on the show.
Or Marie and Michael.
There we go. Thank you so much for ringing. Nice to talk to you. Judy, hello. Hi, Judy in Birmingham.
No, Judy in Lockerbie.
Judy in Lockerbie. All right, then. Tell me about your children's weddings, because you managed to do it not too expensively.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
For myself and my husband, we've been married 31 years.
Yeah.
And we got married in the little kirk for hee-haw.
Yeah.
And my son, he's married. He's 25. He did it in Edinburgh for hee-haw. Just less than £50.
Just to translate the hee-haw part of it, Claire.
Hee-haw, Barney McGraw
Sorry,
means nothing.
Hee-haw, Barney McGraw, nothing at all. And how did you get it so he and so haw? How come you didn't have to pay like everyone else? How come it was in the local kirk and they didn't charge you an arm and a leg for it?
In Scotland, it means hee-haw means nothing.
Nothing at all. But how come, though? Because usually you do have to pay for the church, and you pay for the vicar and the priest and the flowers and the confetti, and I mean, it all adds up, Judy, normally.
No. It's a pure misconception.
Wow.
You've got your family there.
Yeah.
Hashtag family.
Hashtag to you too.
They provide.
Hashtag to hee-haw.
Hashtag hee-haw. Hashtag Barney McGraw. Hashtag you didn't spend a single penny on it. Sounds absolutely brilliant.
Do you know what the overriding thing I think is here? The least amount of money for the wedding, the longer the marriage lasts. And the more expensive the wedding. I think Mrs. Bessos will be getting her divorce papers on Amazon Prime the next day delivery.
Don't say
Taking
that.
half his millions.
We hope they live happily ever after.
Millions.
I think I may have to have Clare Muldoon on the show every day, though, just as a Scottish translator, quite frankly. Yes, interpreting, excellent.
Yes.
Peter's on the line in Hampshire. Hello, Peter, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Good. Tell me about your wedding. How much did it cost you?
It cost me 21 shillings.
Whoa.
Wow. What did you spend the 21 shillings on?
That 21 shillings that I paid for the wedding was for a special license.
Uh-huh. And what about all the rest of the things that people normally pay for, like a very smart outfit and dinner and music?
This was in 1967.
Yes.
And I was in the Royal Navy, and I got married in my uniform.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, we had to run away from home to get married. And in 1967, I spent 21 shillings on a special license. And then after we'd finished the wedding ceremony, we went home to my flat, and my wife cooked a little meal for 4 of us.
Oh, what a nice wife, though, to cook the meal on her wedding day. You chose a brilliant one, Peter, obviously. So did you go to Gretna Green or something like that? Did you literally elope?
No, we actually ran away from home for personal reasons.
Right.
But in order for us to in 1967, in order for us to be a married person as such, we had to get married. Because otherwise, my wife, should I say, was rather shy at doing things.
I see what you're saying. Quite right. You had to make an honest woman of her, and then she would cook you a meal on the wedding day and live happily ever after. Peter, how nice to hear from you. 21 shillings was good value for money, wasn't it?
Yes,
good value.
As far as he's concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to Judy in Birmingham. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hello. Nice to have you on. Tell me about your children. You did their weddings, but it wasn't breaking the bank.
No, both my daughter and my son had fantastic weddings, and they both cost less than £10,000. My son had got married in a lighthouse on the west coast of Wales.
Oh, I love
they had about 28 people. It was absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
Afterwards, we went into a little pub and we had a lovely lunch. My daughter-in-law did all the flowers absolutely beautifully, and afterwards, we all walked across the beach, down onto the rocks, and we all had photographs taken in the sea, with the sea in the background. It's like something out of a Thomas Hardy novel. It was absolutely stunning.
So romantic.
And then,
how lovely.
Then a couple of weeks later, they had a reception in a village hall, a beautiful village hall, where they did everything themselves. And it was marvellous. Lovely food, and we had a ceilidh band. And I tell you, you could not have topped the day. It was stunning.
I believe you. We believe every word of that.
Beautiful photos.
Yeah.
Of your wedding.
And ceilidh, really good fun.
Yes. I had a ceilidh.
Just did you? You had
brilliant,
that?
Yeah.
Was it fabulous?
It was utterly fabulous.
Yeah.
Really, really brilliant.
Yeah.
Stripping that willow. The gay Gordons, everything. It was great.
Let's go to Pauline, who's in London. Hello, Pauline. How was your wedding?
It's nice to work with you, Vanessa.
Nice to have you on.
We got married in Hull, but we lived in Goole at the time, and we had to get the train to Hull, and it was August, pouring down with rain, and we went to the register. We only had my husband's sister and her husband, and we went to the register office, and then we come back by a train, and then we went to, at the night time, we went to the the Brasser Club. It was a working man's club.
And how did you feel about that? Did it feel kind of special and festive or not?
No, we was married 58 years.
Wow. And so that train journey and the rain in Hull, and it was just, and they lived happily ever after anyway.
Exactly. So does that mean you stay together if it doesn't cost as much?
It does seem to show statistically you're more likely to stay together, doesn't it?
Yeah. And what's the old idiom about you marry in May, rue the day?
Is that what it is?
So I think we're in wedding season now, post-May.
Yeah.
So that's
I got
it.
married on May the 2nd.
Well, you just inched in.
Just inched in.
June and a baby.
No, I do think there's a lot to be said. I've got to say, having started this conversation with me saying I'd throw everything at it, having heard these wonderful stories, there's a lot to be said for keeping it small and intimate because these wonderful stories of true love, and that's really what it's about. And we've had no Bridezilla stories, have we?
Especially Jo's call where she said it.
Oh, that was
love.
delightful.
That's what we had. We had love. Nothing much else, but a lot of love. Thank you so much for the calls on that. Really